Hey guys, welcome to our channel here at Financial Hub. Recently, we came up with this new idea where we want to talk about trading as a way of life. And we'll be talking about what we've learned in trading and how it's applicable in our day-to-day lives.
So yeah guys, so trading as a way of life will mainly focus on the trading lessons that we think are applicable in general life and in general life situations. And so to start off today, we'll start off by talking about first level thinking and second level thinking. So first level thinking is generally your first initial reaction when you encounter either a challenge or you have a question that you're trying to answer or something, the first thing that always comes into your mind. So often when you think about it, you'll get that the first thing that always comes into your mind is sometimes wrong. So for example, in the markets, when you have a setup.
And before we get into the markets, basically we're not talking about first and second level thinking. First level thinking is basically that snap.
Yeah.
It's normally subconscious. When something happens, this is your initial reaction. You don't think about it. Let's say someone hits you. Your first reaction is either to hit them back or to curse at them. That's first level thinking. Second level thinking is when someone hits you, maybe they hadn't seen you when they were passing. So you think about it and be like, he didn't see me. So you think about it, and it's a much better way of approaching life. So as Ken was saying, an example in the markets.
Yeah. So in the markets, generally, you have setups that will always align in the markets. And you'll always, when a setup first presents itself, the trader is always quick to execute the setup. And most of the setups, you'll find that traders execute the setups without thinking of the situations or the scenarios that are likely to pay out in the markets. So it's always important. The second level thinking involves like asking yourself several questions. What is the range of likely outcomes? How am I supposed to behave in the different outcomes? If this outcome plays this way, how will I react? And after I react, what will be the outcome or what will be the consequence of my decision? So second level thinking is a broad analytics of how you analyze things. And we are not going against things like intuition and such things, but we are advocating for second level thinking, analyzing situations in a better way. So that's a solid example of how you can do it in the markets. And I think in life you can give out, or in the markets you can also give out some scenarios.
Yeah, an example I can talk about when in the markets before we come to real life is, for example, last year we all heard about Bitcoin. Last year, 2017, and Bitcoin has been there for a while, but recently, when everyone heard about it, everyone rushed into it. No one was thinking about it. You weren't really analyzing what is Bitcoin. No one wanted to know what Bitcoin is. What everyone knew is that it's digital money. It's a new form of money. Everyone is there. I have to be there. Yeah. That's first level thinking. So you don't understand what this is. And we saw Bitcoin rise from the beginning of a year. $1,000, which is 100,000 Kenya shillings. Even less, let's say the beginning around 80,000. Yeah. We saw it rise to $20,000, around 2 million per coin. And I hope you know what Bitcoin is. For those who have not heard, it's the new form of currency. It's a digital currency, which we'll talk about in another video. So everyone started rushing and putting the money there. Everyone was selling their land, selling their cars, and putting all the investments there without thinking about it. And some people made really good returns. If you invested 1,000 and it started rising.
Yeah, if you cashed out at 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, then you made your chips.
Yeah, because that's more than 1,000% returns. It was a lot. So if you invested like 10,000, maybe you made about
10,000. You bought at 800, so you basically have close to 10, 12 to 13 coins. Selling at 20,000, you made 2.6 million from 10,000.
Yeah, imagine about 2.6 million. So everyone was rushing into that because they're seeing people are making money. So that's first level thinking. And immediately when it reached around 20,000 per coin, people who practice second level thinking thought about it and saw that it's actually overvalued. Yeah. Everyone is talking about it. Even the Shamba boy is talking about it. And there's something we normally call irrational exuberance.
Yeah. When everyone is doing something, so you tend to get that most people don't think about what they're doing. They're only doing it because of FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Or a friend has done it and has made some money.
You want to conform.
Yeah, you want to conform and to fit in with what other people are doing, so you just rush in and you do something because other people are doing it. So that's basically.
Yeah, and like I was saying, when it reached 20,000, if you practice second level thinking and thought about it and saw that it's actually overvalued, the best idea was to go against the crowd, go against the consensus, go against what everyone was talking about. Because people are predicting it's going to $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. Well, if you understand the markets, we normally don't have one straight leg up, one straight leg down. We always have
Corrections.
corrections. So if you practice second level thinking, you saw that this was overpriced and we are going to reverse. And we saw that happen. It reversed by 75%. We came back down to $5,000. And right now we are around $6,000. And that's basically how first level thinking and second level thinking first level thinking can be against you and second level thinking can really help you.
And to illustrate what you're saying about most people joining into something, I think we also can look at entrepreneurship in such a way. Like, you remember when there was the quail business, when everyone went to do
Yes,
quails,
yes.
and quail's eggs went from 30 shillings all the way to 10 shillings. So that was a very good example of how very many people went into something and pushing something. So many, again, if you look at the real estate market currently in Kenya, we are not saying it's overvalued. We don't have the data yet to say if it's overvalued or if we have oversupply, but you can check and you can see that most people are now into the real estate market. We have even forgotten our own Kenyan markets. So the stock market is currently not really active like we really expected it to be, with the inflows of investments coming into Kenya. But most of these inflows are going into the real estate sector. So before you start jumping into things and analyzing things, I think it's important to do the second level thinking, which mainly entails analytics and trying to get what really, based on data,
Yes,
numbers, and such things, trying to come up with a solid idea from doing that. That's a brief example of something applicable. Another thing that we can also use as a way, trading as a way of life in first level and second level thinking, is, I think most of us are ruled by our egos. And there's this thing we try and do at Financial Hub, where we try and correct each other on what I think is my true opinion based on what you're doing. So if someone is doing something bad, we are quick to tell them that, hey, what you're doing is not really good, and we think if you could change this, then this and this will change. But you get that most people, when they're corrected, the first initial reaction is to think that someone is against you, or think that someone is trying to make you, maybe he's not a really good fit for you, or he's not a really true friend to you, so he has bad opinions about you. But when you think about it in the second level thinking, where you discover that if you take a correction for someone wanting you to be a better person, or for you to do something in a better way, to improve on yourself and to make yourself better, then you'll find that second level thinking is the best way to go. Not to get angry when someone corrects you, but to appreciate the correction and to tell the friend that you can tell me more and perhaps even correct me more on what I'm doing.
Yeah, because if you give an example, it's like if I come to you, because in business you have to correct each other. That's the only way we can grow.
Yeah.
And let's say Ken, we were in a meeting, and when someone was asking a question, he wasn't really listening. He was just quick to answer the questions without
Exactly.
giving it a real listening and understanding.
Yeah.
So later on, when I sit down with Ken and tell him, Ken, you'll have listened to what that person was saying much better and understand what they're saying, because you're just answering without really thinking about it.
Yeah.
If I tell him that and on first level thinking, he might think I'm harsh,
Yeah.
and telling him that he's not thinking and he's not analyzing it.
Yeah.
But if he thinks about it on the second level thinking, he'll approach it in such a way that Caleb is really helping me. Like, I need to listen more to people and understand their questions. And
the next time maybe I'll do it in a
yeah,
different
next
way.
time you'll do it better and improve from there
From
on.
that, and maybe perhaps that was the reason why we never got a deal, or we never got a
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why an investor walked away.
or something
Or-
else happened. So I think second level thinking is really important in our day-to-day lives, where you get to analyze situations and think of something. Even when you're driving a car, perhaps the brakes don't work all of a sudden. First level thinking will be to panic, but the second level thinking is to think of, how will I stop this car the best way? Where will I place it? And it's not easy, by the way, because the first level thinking is often, just like Caleb said, it's the subconscious. It's the habits you have built, what you have programmed into your mind. So it's really hard for you to apply consciousness when you're in the subconscious state, and you're just doing things out
Without
of
thinking.
Yeah, you're not rational and you're not practical and pragmatic in what you're doing. So I think second level thinking, you need to incorporate it in our daily lives and to teach our subconscious how to analyze situations and not to rush into concluding things without analysis.
Maybe an example I can give in life, like Ken has said, on first level thinking and second level thinking is basically, let me give an example of many of us have gone through. When you finish high school, in first level thinking, people think in crowds. So when you finish high school, you want to do what everyone else is doing. Like in university, that's what I mean. So because everyone is doing engineering, you want to do engineering. Everyone is being a doctor, you're doing a doctor. Friends and family will tell you do this and do that. You're just thinking. You're not really thinking about it. You just go and do it. That's first level thinking, and this will really haunt you in life. And when you bring second level thinking into this process, is basically when it comes to everyone wants to do this. What can I do that suits me?
Yeah.
And when you think about it, you sit down and reason with yourself. What am I good at? What do I love? What can I be the best at? What can I do that I'll never get tired of doing? Because people go to work every single day and they don't love what they're doing. People go to school, they don't love what they're studying. So second level thinking helps you reason with yourself. And this will help you in future in terms of the career you choose is because of you, not because of someone else. And this is second level thinking. It's really helpful. And many people are trapped in the first level thinking because they want to conform with the world. They want to do what everyone is doing, which we are totally not.
We are not advocates of doing that. We're advocates of independent thinking and doing
'Cause
something that you believe in.
Personally, we do trading.
Yeah, we do trading. We're forex
And
traders.
it's not something that everyone is doing. So it's easy to get people telling you to do other stuff and not focus on
On
that
what
fully.
you're doing. Yeah.
So in trading, we've learned that you have to do what you love and what you can become
The
really
best
good at, the best at.
And what you think you'd be willing to work on without retiring. If you are
Even
asked
without
to,
pay.
Even without pay, actually, yeah. If you're asked to work on something without pay, what would you choose? Those are some of the fundamental questions I think we never ask ourselves when we clear school. In fact, when we clear school, we always ask ourselves, how much money will I earn when I do this career?
Exactly.
Then
So
I
you
do
have to
this other
become a
career.
pilot because you know you'll earn a
A
million
million or something.
per flight or something.
And often, by the way, you'll discover that we were actually debating. You remember when I was asking you if you were asked between Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Kasparov, the chess master,
Zuckerberg.
yeah, Zuckerberg, who's more successful than the other? I'm sure that's a tough question to answer.
Yeah, and even if you ask yourself who's more successful, give yourself a minute. Just think about it.
Think about it. Who's more
Who's
successful?
more successful?
You'll discover that none. All of them just did what they loved, and they became so good at what they were doing that eventually you just become successful. So I think first of all, identifying what you really want to do without the influence and the noise of others is one of the key things that also second level thinking can really help you. Another second level thinking example in the markets is, I'll give you an example with the Kenyan stock markets. I remember in 2008 or in 2009, that's when the Safaricom stock was going on IPO, and so many people queued to buy the stock, and most people were buying the stock only because they thought it would go up, not based on analytics, not based on any idea. They just thought that this was a good stock. Safaricom was growing, and people bought the stock. But what happened was the stock was at 5 shillings, and instead of going up, it went down first to 2 bob and 50 cents. Most people came out. As most people were coming out, the smart money was coming in.
Smart money was coming in.
Yeah, and
all
the smart
time.
money is the people who have analyzed.
So the people who are coming out was the dumb money.
Yeah, the dumb money who was there just because other people wanted to be there. And my parents are actually an example. They lost cash on the Safaricom stock, and I always ask them, why did you buy the stock? They always tell me it's because everyone was saying Safaricom was a good company. But you see, they never applied the second level thinking, which is thinking of the long-term effect of buying the stock. If you bought it at 2 bob and 50 cent, held the stock for 6-7 years, currently the stock is selling at 28 or 29 bob. So
Around
if you bought
30
it,
bob.
around 30. If you bought it at 2 bob and 50 cents and you're selling it at 30, I don't know how much percent you've made, just based on second level thinking and doing your own analytics rather than listening to people and what other people's opinions are saying about something. So that's just another example of second level thinking. So
Yeah, and basically to be able to be like Ken was saying, second level thinking is not easy. It's basically you need to change your mind shift.
yeah,
You need to change how you think and always reason with every thought that comes into your mind. Not every thought that comes is true.
yeah. Not every thought that arises from your mind is true. You need to analyze the several thoughts and to choose. Actually, like cleansing your minds of the negative thoughts. Because
Exactly.
you'll always have to take negative
Yeah,
thoughts.
you'll always have negative thoughts.
But you have to focus your mind on the positive thoughts and teach yourself how to rely your focus on positive thoughts and thinking of such things. So that's also part of second level thinking and reprogramming your subconscious mind to incorporate good habits and things that can propel you and perhaps move you aside from the crowd and stand out aside from the other people.
So basically, guys, what we've learned from the market is that you have to apply second level thinking. And when you apply second level thinking, it's basically going against the crowd. You don't just buy something because everyone is buying, and you don't just sell because everyone is selling. Because something can be happening. Let's, for example, Tesla. Everyone thinks Tesla is doing bad. Everyone is looking at Elon Musk. And we're not saying this. This is just an example. It's not that we have facts. But everyone is looking at Elon Musk and saying, what he's posting on Twitter and all that, that it's going to crash. But when you look at the company and what they're doing inside the company, it's actually gaining traction and gaining value. So basically, second level thinking is going against the crowd and looking at data and
Yeah.
facts.
I think also Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, gave a very good example. I was watching an interview where he was saying when the tech bubble burst, as the stock was going down, the sales and the number of customers, the number of subscribers.
Tech bubble is the 2000.
Yeah, the 2000 when the bubble burst and
.com bubble.
yeah, the .com. After it burst and most companies were going down, Amazon's fundamentals were going up. The number of customers was increasing. They were entering more industries. They used to increase their revenues. So as the stock was going down, the value of the company was really going up. So that's another example of how you go against what most people are thinking, and you apply second level thinking, which is as the stock is going down, most people are overvaluing the information that they have, and you just buy the stock based on what you think and how you have analyzed the data. So that's also an example, like you're saying, of how Tesla and Amazon
Elon Musk.
Amazon.
Yeah, so I hope you've learned a thing or two, and I hope you start applying second level thinking in your daily lives, in business, in relationships, in every single thing that you do, and see how powerful it can really help your thinking and the outcome of your thinking.
Yeah.
And make sure you subscribe below. We'll be releasing more videos about what we've learned in life, in trading, and how we apply it in life also.
Yeah. And I think I'll just conclude the video by telling you that you remember fishing is best where fewest go. So
Fishing is?
best where the fewest go. So
Oh yeah.
so when there are no fishermen around some place, you just go there because fishing is best where very few people go. So that's all, guys. Subscribe, get some good content, and learn.
Have a good one, guys.